Yo, 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 yo. Yo. It's the homie Mac. Music, art, culture, knowledge. Reporting live from the Dogon. Dogon. Each one teach one, peace and love. Yeah, real quick. This is a session of Mac Minutes. Mac Minutes. Something that just kind of popped up randomly in my brain. I want to talk about it. This episode of Mac Minutes will be entitled the Agent Smith White Supremacy Theory. The Agent Smith White Supremacy Theory. Who is Agent Smith? Agent Smith is the antagonist off of the Matrix trilogy. Yeah, I think it was another Matrix just came out, so it's four of them. But yeah, Agent Smith is the antagonist. The protagonist being Neo. I don't want to go too deep into the film The Matrix, but the parallel that I make between Agent Smith and white supremacy is this. Agent Smith, if you watch the movie, he can literally move and maneuver within the Matrix, touch somebody, and they become him. He could touch another person and they become him, and they fight beside him. Like his presence was very. It would shift. It would shift. It would mutate. It would conflate itself with other things. Like it just. Agent Smith was ominous and ever present. And I feel as though everything I just mentioned, all those things are parallel with the dynamics of white supremacy. And I want to say this, I want to first say this. What is white supremacy? Black people, indigenous people, we have been fighting white supremacy for... I can't even put a time frame on it. It's like the Infinity War. And a lot of us still don't have a functional understanding of what white supremacy is. White supremacy essentially is, in regards to all forms of human endeavor, film, media, what else? Fashion, I guess modeling, beauty, books. Again, that's media. Whiteness is put on a pedestal, and everything else is considered less than. Everything else is considered somehow nefarious and wicked. Where whiteness is pretty much the holy of holies, and this has been literally, geographically speaking, a lot. I'm ADOS, so a lot of times my reference point for white supremacy, or the impetus behind white supremacy, and how it directly affected my lineage, in context of now, will be the transatlantic slave trade. The transatlantic slave trade, like Dr. John Henry Clark said, opened the doors for capitalism on a global scale. You're literally selling people, and again, there are Africans that, out of fear, out of selfishness, out of greed, they sold out their brothers to Europeans. There are instances where there are actually other Africans that captured Africans to give to Europeans. And I guess this does not give Europeans a pass, but essentially, the way white supremacy has always worked is figured out a way to maneuver amongst the many and get them to do thy bidding. Thy bidding being the bidding of white supremacy. So white superiority is perpetuated through white supremacy. I don't even want to say what I want to say. White superior ideology, the white superiority complex is propagated through white supremacy. Do I think anything is inherently supreme or superior by white people? No. But that narrative has been pushed since the dawn of time. A lot of indigenous people across the globe have had to deal with imperialism, colonialism, what have you. And the more I look into white supremacy, the deeper I get an understanding of it. Goes back to the Agent Smith thing. How Agent Smith could shift and maneuver and manipulate and mutate and make other people become in alignment with him forcibly. That dynamic has manifested through other indigenous people. Like, I've met Latinos I've met, Asians, people of different races that by proxy work in concert with white supremacy. They want to change their aesthetic and look more white. I want to say even with some Middle Eastern people, they consider themselves white. I've met Latino people that consider themselves white. They'll say, "I'm not Mexican. I'm of Spanish heritage." And when you look at the ancient world, especially like in Egypt, in certain parts of Europe and in the Mediterranean, and even Asia, blackness, darkness was considered divine and pure and powerful. Whereas the antithesis of that was whiteness. Anything that was shown to be white was considered to be tampered with or weakened or like a mutation. And the dynamics have shifted. The darker you are, you're the less smart you are considered. The darker you are, the less attractive you're considered, what have you. And black people, we are the dark. I mean, they're. I want to say this. With white supremacy, there is a clear dichotomy. Either you're black or you're white, and you have Negroids, Caucasoid, Mongoloid, the phenotypical expressions, but essentially it's like Caucasoid on one end of the spectrum, Negroid on the other end. So phenotypically, anything that's black, dark, that's Negroid is considered ugly. And if anything is in alignment with that or close to that, it's considered ugly. So you have people of other races who have become Agent Smith, and they want to be white, and they want to reject anything black. But what does all this mean? Where am I going with all this? It's like, I think the biggest threat to white supremacy, I want to quote Dr. Khalid Muhammad, the best way to interact with the alien culture is to embrace your own. I quoted Elijah Muhammad earlier. I think last week I said one of his quotes was accept your own and be yourself. If I can convince you to not love yourself, to not accept yourself, and to buy into my narrative, I've won. That just like I look at white supremacy also as like a virus. Nursing student, so it's like I've learned about the functionality of viruses. I've learned how they interact with organisms. I've learned that viruses aren't even necessarily considered a living thing collectively by the science community. Basically, a virus, on the cells of your body, you have something called ACE2 receptors. So like your body essentially is like a series of plugs and connections, and just like you have a series of sockets. So viruses are not considered living things by many scientists, and it's just considered genetic material. So this genetic material, these viruses, they attach itself to the ACE2 receptors in your cells, and it mutates, and eventually it hijacks the cells in your body, and it makes them become a power center or a powerhouse or like a generator, like an impetus behind manufacturing more of the virus's likeness. So it keeps producing more and more of the virus until eventually that organism is overcame, and it dies. That's white supremacy on a microbial level. So yeah, the best way to fight white supremacy, I think, is to accept yourself, be your own, be yourself, accept your own, be yourself. Accept, like I said, Dr. Khalid Muhammad said, the best way to deal with the alien culture is to accept your own, to embrace yourself. That's just where I'm at with it. White supremacy, yeah, it's like a virus, and so many people have been, from Willie. I don't even like. I think it's before Willie Lynch, but just a lot of indigenous people have bought into a narrative that was literally beaten into them by Europeans. You can look at parts of Asia, anywhere where imperialism and colonialism existed. The narrative was these white people were going to colonize your image of greatness and make themselves the holies of holies. What's beautiful, what's strong, what's intelligent is white. And it's like I said, white supremacy is the greatest psyop. It is the most successful psyop of all time. Psyop being psychological operation. So yeah, psychological operation. White supremacy is a psyop. Look in the mirror, accept your own, be yourself, love yourself. That is the best way you attack an alien culture. But it's hard. It's tricky because there are so many people who have created strongholds to the benefit of black people or indigenous people, but it was always somehow compromised. Look at Marcus Garvey. Look at the Black Panthers. Look at the US organization. It's always been subverted by the power structure in some way. And I want to talk about Karl Marx. One of the things Karl Marx said was the state pretty much, again, Agent Smith being an oppressor, the state is an oppressor. Karl Marx said the state essentially sympathizes with the oppressed, puts them on a pedestal, and somehow like co-opts their movements. I'm summarizing what Karl Marx said. Co-opts their movements and make the oppressed feel happy. When really they're not getting shit in the process, i.e. Black Lives Matter, the organization. But yeah, each one teach one. Peace and love. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Thumbs up, give me the likes. Love yourself, accept your own. I'm out.